Good morning. How are we doing? If you're coming in, give me a hello. If you're on replay, drop a replay. So remember this, if you have a bad day, if you go into that 95% of our actions, which are subconscious, that effort mindset from something bad that happened, something you didn't do, energy flows where our attention goes, right? So on the weekend, I found myself shouting, car coming. Remember that? Reminds me of my youth, actually. Playing out, shouting car coming every time the car comes and moving to one side at the car pass. So I went on a bike ride with the kids, and they're 5 and 6. And so we're on a bike ride, and quite a lot of cars actually near a church. So, and we were car coming, did it a few times, all good. They go to one side. On the next side, I think I shouted it a bit more loudly and aggressively, like car coming, like really, like coming, like really, bit out of the blue, bit crazy. And I think it made one of my daughters jump a little bit, and then she went a bit too far into the hedge and into the stinging nettle hedge, and tears came down, bumps all over the leg, up her leg, quite a good one actually, quite a good one in there. And luckily there was a really nice lady walking past with some dogs, some whippets, and talking of energy flows where your attention goes, all of a sudden she's like, "Do you want to stroke the dog?" "Yeah." "Oh yeah, stroke the dog actually." All of a sudden our attention's off the stinging, and then we're back to the stinging. But we then got a dock leaf, and we're rubbing it, holding it there. Is that an old wives' tale? Does it work? Well, it seems to work. And whether this was placebo or not, the whole thing, she was like, oh, she couldn't quite believe it. Oh, it's actually feeling better. It's actually feeling better. Morning, Lindsay. And long story short, later on in the day, every day, I ask my kids, what was the best part of your day? Because even your worst day will have a best part, right? Even your worst day will have a best part. And I think if the better we get at finding these, morning, Annie, finding what the best part was, the better potentially our response is going to be. The more we're in control, the more aware we become of the situation, rather than didn't do this, didn't do that, didn't do that. And that can become a subconscious habit that could be leading to mindless eating, to comfort eating, which, despite all the knowledge in the world about what to eat, what's good, what's bad, what we find delicious, what we know we should be doing, how good exercise is, I know it all already, Matt, and people tell me this already, it leads us to making those subconscious choices. So I said to her, what was your favourite part of the day? What was the best part of your day? Well, it definitely wasn't the bike ride where I went into the stinging house. And I said, yeah, but now you know about the dock leaf. So now you know about the dock leaf, you can help your friends. If it happens again, you know better what to do. You can help them. You know what to do next time if it happens again. So actually, we should jump in the stinging nettles more often, because then we learn a lot. She was like, oh yeah, actually, joking to an extent. But the point is there's always a turnaround. And Byron Katie always says this in her work that she does, that you can always turn it around. What was positive about this? Because even with every negative, every failure, you look at people who are most successful with diets, with exercise, with transformation, they've quite often failed the most times, right? They've quite often failed the most times and tried the most things. But although we define it as failure, there'll be elements, if you look deep inside them, there'll be elements of them that they've taken in to create what's worked. So take now, someone might come in and go, yeah, I've tried everything, like Atkins, keto, fasting, low carb, And now they're taking little pinches from each one. Maybe they fast a little bit on Sundays. It's okay to mix them. Maybe they increase their protein intake overall. That keeps them full for longer. That helps recovery from exercise. If you recover better, you can train more. If you train more, you get training effect. You enjoy it more. You see the changes. You start to see the changes. You want to do it more because you feel great. Why wouldn't you? This creates that cycle. Maybe you liked as much fruit and veg as you'd like in some diets. Great, perfect. Keep that in there. Oh, I don't eat after 7 p.m. That really works for me because I make poor decisions after 7 p.m. Right? Most of us do. So then we bring these all together. And my point being here is that even your worst day, number one, has a best part. And if we look for this might impact the decisions that we make. And if we're always stuck in the cycle of if anything goes wrong, like we put on half a pound when everything went right. This was a normal fluctuation. This is a normal fluctuation. This could impact our whole day and actually genuinely result in actions that mean that we put on body fat, that we generally now put on body fat because we've eaten excess calories. And that's why, for some people, I either say chuck the scales or weigh daily so that you become more understanding of the fluctuations that just happen naturally. The fluctuations that just happen naturally. And sometimes we put too much emphasis on these fluctuations, give them too much attention that they're actually really not worthy of. Anyway, I hope that helps today. So today, always think about, okay, what's good about this? What have I learned about this? Even if it's a perceived failure, what can you take from this? What would you do differently next time? Oh, you know what? I finished the chocolate biscuits, but I felt absolutely rubbish. Great. Write it down. Write it down. What would you do differently next time? How could you act differently next time? Well, I could sit further away. I could put them straight away as soon as I've had one. Put a little note next to them, reminding yourself how you felt last time. All these strategies, you could go on and on. And it's not going to happen overnight, so don't just think, can I do my best today? Could I do my best? Even if I mess up, quote unquote, could I do my best? What can I learn from it? Anyway, I hope that helps. Any questions, as always, let me know. So our last chance to join our last 100-day challenge starts next week, by the way, of the year. So if you want more info on that, just message me 100. We'll get you the details on that. And I'll see you later. Enjoy this lovely weather, which we are having this week. And I'll see